Hello everybody and welcome to another dose of Virtual Vitamin Z. My name is Brad, I'm an education specialist for the Detroit Zoological Society, and today we're going to be talking about the changing seasons, specifically that winter is coming. That's right, you can feel the temperature starting to drop, weather's getting a little bit more harsh, and for us humans it's really easy, right? We can just put on a jacket, we can stay inside, or we can turn up the thermostat to stay warm. But you might be wondering, what about local wildlife? What about animals in my own backyard? What are they doing to cope with this cold weather? And is there anything that we can do to help them? Well, in fact, there is. If we follow 3 easy steps, we can actually help local wildlife during a cold and brutal winter. Let's check it out.
Seasons are changing, and so is the weather. As the temperatures begin to drop, you might be wondering how you can help wildlife as weather gets colder and more harsh. Well, it's actually quite easy. We can help wildlife with 3 easy steps. Are you all ready? The first thing we can do to help wildlife in winter is to provide them shelter. Now, our shelter can look lots of different ways. We could go the more traditional route and build or buy a birdhouse for local birds. But shelters can also look like different plants, bushes, and shrubs. Certain plants will provide shelter for animals. It'll give them a space to hide from the weather and from predators. See, where did those geese go? I can't even see them anymore. And the final way to create shelter is actually to leave the leaves. Leave leaf litter undisturbed or rake them into small piles. Leaves make a perfect place for insects, amphibians, and other wildlife to hide, rest, and hibernate. The second step is providing some food for the animals in our own backyard. By leaving gardens and leaves undisturbed, you provide food for wildlife like squirrels or insects. Or you could always go the more traditional route and just build or buy a bird feeder and fill it with birdseed. Make sure your feeders are keeping the seeds dry to prevent mold growth. Giving the birds access to clean food is important, so make sure you clean your feeders every couple of weeks. You can clean them by using a 2-to-1 mixture of hot water and vinegar. The final thing we can do to help wildlife in winter is to provide them water. We could fill a bird bath with water, but what happens when it freezes? Well, you could invest in an electric or solar bird bath heater, or you could even use running water or a water wiggler. And if neither of those sound good, you can even just place your bird bath in a sunny spot and refill it with warm water when needed. And that's it. That's the 3 easy steps to helping wildlife in winter. Let's recap really quickly. So, providing some shelter for animals. That could be either a birdhouse or even just some plants and leaves for them to hide in. Fresh and clean water, giving them access to water. And finally, giving them access to food like a bird feeder. If you provide animals with those 3 things, I'm sure they will be saying a great big thank you. Now, you also might be wondering, okay, Brad, but can't animals just survive on their own? And the answer is yes, animals will survive just fine on their own. But rapid and large-scale changes to our lands and waters from human development means wildlife are losing the habitats they once knew. Wildlife might not have readily available access to those resources anymore, so we can help by adding them to our own backyard.
I hope you all had fun and learned a little bit about helping wildlife this winter. I know I did. For more Virtual Vitamin Z, you can always visit our website at www.detroitzoo.org. And otherwise, we will see you all at the zoo. Goodbye, everybody.